Welcome back to Moonday Messages. I am filming this on the day of the full moon in Sagittarius. And wow, the last 24 hours were such a roller coaster for me. I'm a Sagittarius rising for everyone that is new here and doesn't know that. And man, this energy is a lot. It's amazing, it's expansive because Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter, and then also we have Jupiter that moved into Cancer just 2 days ago. So there is a lot of expansive energy in general. But depending on where it is in your house, for me, it is at a house where it's not all just positive. It can also be challenging, even though it will still bring expansion. But then also I'm Sag rising, so like I'm affected anyways right now. So it's interesting, and I would love to know what your experience is right now. Just let me know in the comments, or if you want to have it privately, you can send me a DM on Instagram. But I always find it interesting to see of like how people are actually dealing and processing these transits, because it is like one of the best transits with Jupiter moving into Cancer that we have this year. And it just started, like it will last for a year, right? Like, so there is so much still to come. But yeah, just let me know how were your last 3-4 days, because there's probably going to be some like movement energy of some sorts that was happening. So before we go deeper into it, there's a message in this video for you when you have been seeing these signs. We have 444, 333, we have turtles, and we have starfish. This might be Patrick from SpongeBob. It might be an actual starfish. It might be a picture. Whatever it is, if you see any of these signs or more than one, then please come back and let me know in the comments, because I love how random these come to me, and when they actually show up in people's lives, I'm always like, oh my god, that's so exciting. If you're watching this video just now and then you see these messages, these signs coming up in the next few days, then you might want to come back to rewatch it, because maybe then there is a message now that you will understand where there was some missing context before when you watched it the first time, or something happened during this time. The sun moves into gate 12, which is the gate of caution. We're still in the throat center. We're still about expressing ourselves. We're still about showing up for ourselves. We're still about speaking up for ourselves, but specifically expression. When it comes to this energy, it helps us and asks us to create balance between uniquely expressing ourselves, a knowing of timing and communication, and when it's the right thing for you to actually speak up, when it's the right thing for actually to use that momentum, that moment, in that specific time that you are in to self-express. If it is in communication, there's a conversation that you need to have. If it's you needing to set a boundary or just stepping up, if it is seeking a conversation with your boss, or if it is you showing up on social media, or public speaking, or whatever it is, right? There's always the necessity to find balance between when is the right mood, is the setting the right thing, the right, like the way it has to be for me to now speak up. And then also, is the person that is about to receive it, is that person ready to hear it, And where are you with your emotions? Are you still very reactive when it comes to the things that you want to talk about? You maybe want to cool down first, okay? So it is about the urge to share our innermost feelings, thoughts, and critical importance of, like, the critical importance is to doing so when the moment and the mood is right. And this gate, this energy, really tries to help us to understand the effectiveness and reception of our communication, is going to be affected by the emotions of both the sender and the receiver. So the communication that you want to put on the table will only be effective and received if you are in an emotional space where you can actually hold that conversation without being reactive, and the other person just as much. Is there a foundation of balance and calmness, maybe also, to have that conversation? If it is a conversation that might be a little bit more difficult because it will stir up your emotions and it might stir up the emotions of the other person, are you both in the right space to have that conversation? Okay, just knowing to feel into that before having that conversation. It's very funny because I actually talked about this today with a friend. About, she shared that she was triggered by me a couple of weeks ago, and she was not in the right space to talk to me about it because she would have been too reactive, and she needed to have that thought process and that processing of her emotions over the next couple of days to actually realize what that trigger was for, about her healing and her growth. And after she was able to move through that, today we saw each other and she brought it up, and she was in a whole different space of being able to hold that conversation the way she needed it to be able to really release and say what she needs to say, to really bring across how it made her feel. And she only got to that place by allowing herself to just go into hermit mode a little bit. And I felt that energy that she pulled away a little bit, and I gave her the space, because that made it possible for her to process the emotions that she needed to process before she would have that conversation with me, and to process everything like in her mind as well, of like, how do I want to approach it, how does it make me feel, what are the right words to explain it. And then she also checked, how I'm feeling and if I was receptive, and I was. So it was a very beautiful exchange and experience. And funnily enough, another friend of hers was there as well, and she at the end said, like, that was so beautiful to witness. Like, you don't have this everywhere. Like that conversation that I had with my friend. The other one was able to witness that, and she was grateful to be able to witness that, because it was a beautiful example of how two emotionally available and emotionally balanced people could have a somewhat difficult conversation without it needing to be a thing. Like, we were holding space for each other at the same time. We were actually holding hands that felt natural, like one hand, so it was beautiful. And now I'm home and I'm like, checking the energy of that this week's transit, and it's just so interesting that like something like that actually came up today. But let me get back into the energy. We usually have a natural pull towards creative expression, to channel and share our emotional energy through poetry, art, and music. So like that right now is amplified. If you feel a natural pull towards creative expression, to be able to channel and share your emotions through poetry, art, and music, please do it. Because that teaches us that expressing ourselves through words or art needs to be aligned with how we truly feel, because that will create a deeper connection with the person that is receiving it, or the group of people that will receive it, and you will automatically have a bigger impact. Okay, so I would love to know if you want to share, if you had like a conversation that you get reminded of after sharing my experience just right now. If you just had one recently, or if you ever had one like this that just comes up for you now, I would love to hear about it. Like, let me know in the comments, or again, my DMs are open, because I always find it very fascinating of like how people are so different in navigating difficult conversations. I was not good at it for a very long time. I was very reactive. but I worked on it, and it's interesting to see how different people navigate these conversations in a different way, how long it takes them to actually have that conversation, what words they use. Are they like super anxious to do it, or are they quite balanced doing it? And every time I get to be able to witness something like this, even if I'm like part of it, like today, I just also notice of like how much more aligned and balanced I was to be having that conversation the way it was, without being reactive, even though I felt emotions coming up, but I was more so able to observe what was happening within me and then react based on that as the person that I want to be, instead of reacting without observing and checking back in with myself if that reaction would still be part of the person that I'm trying to become. And when I get to witness other people have a conversation like this, then it is even more apparent to me of like where I stand at the moment. Like, oh, that's interesting. I saw, like, I had a conversation like this like a year ago, and that taught me this. Or, wow, that's interesting. I've never been able to navigate a conversation like this person is doing. This is so inspiring, right? So it's very interesting. Let's get back into the reading. The things that I have been channeling that came through was Shine Bright Like a Diamond by Rihanna. It is time for us to stop hiding away. I also heard don't hide away. Some of you actually have some art that they are sitting on. There's actually something that you have been brewing for a while, or it was just solely for yourself to process life, to process things, to like cope with something. And now you are at a point where you're actually questioning if that should be something that I create something with, that I might want to share, right? Some kind of art, you know? So maybe you were journaling and you're like, oh, actually, that's interesting. Like, I can see a red thread through it, and, you know, it might be interesting to like do something with this. Or if it's videos or whatever it is, I feel like there are some of you that are sitting on something that needs to be seen by us. Share your gift, share your blessing, share your art, because you are literally here to express yourself in a bigger way. What I get is like an energy of like, let me get ready, as if I would go out just for me to do my art. Again, video, photography, or maybe you're writing but you want to create content for your writing, so like you film yourself writing so you have some content that you can share. And there is an urge though of like, or a need to feel, to evoke the feeling of how you envision yourself feeling when you reach that new level that you want to achieve. How can you evoke that feeling within yourself? And for some of you, I actually feel like you should get ready. Like, I felt that today. You know, I looked at myself in the mirror. I was like, cute, no makeup, you know, like we can do the video. And then I was like, wait a minute. I do wanna, you know, glam myself up a little bit, like glam myself up based on like what I like use. Like, I don't use a lot of makeup, but like, you know, there was like some things, like I put some, you know, something on my cheeks and on my lips, and that already made me feel like, oh, nice. And then I was like, yeah, okay, we want to have this, and we want to have these earrings and this and the ring. So like, I actually got ready for this video, and it felt so good, because what I'm learning, Shine Bright Like a Diamond, Don't Hide Away, is that I do like to get dressed up and look good and feel good. I'm a Leo, and then I'm a Libra moon. Libra is very like about aesthetics. And then again, I'm a Leo. Like, there is a sense of wanting to be seen, but also feeling good about it, right? Like, because you feel good about what you do, what you share. Like, I love doing these channelings, and I love sharing that knowledge, because my sun is in the ninth house. The ninth house is the Sagittarius house, and then I'm a Sag rising as well, which is higher education, subconscious work, psychology, ethics, cross-cultural relations, like all of that is the ninth house that are like that are the themes of Sagittarius. So I love talking about these things. I love sharing these things. I love, being able to receive a wow, I didn't know that about myself. Like just the reaction of someone getting to know themselves better is one of the biggest gifts that I can give people, because I was excessively interested in diving deep into human design, astrology, numerology, all of these things that I have been doing for myself. I'm now love to talk about these things because I just genuinely talk about these things every day in my personal life anyways. And that's why I love doing these videos. Like I actually got into loving it instead of being like, I should be doing it. So it's beautiful to like combine all of the things that you are into expressing yourself, okay? And I want you to follow that as well, okay? What else came through is forward movement, but there are going to be some obstacles, but it will get better by July. So I don't want you to be discouraged when you're working on something, towards something, and there are obstacles coming up. It's okay. These obstacles are not there to tell you that you need to stop. They might tell you to pivot, or it might just really be you need to see this one through. Talking to you. You need to see this one through. You need to get into your Saturn bag. Saturn is the planet of discipline and the planet of devotion. You need to get into that energy. It's time for you to not back down from that thing, okay? And then I heard things will resolve quicker than you expect, okay? So trust that. Wow, it was 17 minutes and 8 seconds when I said it will resolve faster than you expect, and trust that. And August 17th is my birthday, and I keep seeing that number. So that message was definitely for me, which is amazing because I'm waiting on some things which I'm not ready yet to share with you. But if they turn around quicker than I expect, that would be amazing. Okay. What is it that we need to know about these messages for this new energy, the new gate that the sun is moving into? What is it that we need to know? What is it that we need to know? What is it that we need to know? Okay. Okay, so we have 4 cards came out together, which is patience, gut response, role model, and sounding board. The answers you're seeking are coming. You need to get in tune with your gut. You need to get in tune with your intuition. Or you might want to ask a mentor, a role model, your mom. I don't know, your mom is coming through. Or because you need them to be your sounding board. Okay? Not like, don't have a conversation with them to only solely get their opinion, because you're meant to be getting it yourself through your intuition, through your gut. You just have to have a little bit more patience. But you should have that conversation with that mentor, someone that you look up to, for them to be your sounding board to that extent that they will ask the right questions that you need to be asked, because that you haven't asked yourself, to get the answers yourself. That's what needs to happen. And then just as confirmation, because I asked for confirmation for that, inner knowing came through. So really, 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 really know that it will come through you, not through what others have to say. They, like, not their opinion, not them telling you what to do, but them through the conversation, getting you to the point of realizing it yourself. Okay? On the bottom of the deck, we have projector. You are here to guide. You are here to be in a leader position. You are here to be more than what you do right now. Shine bright like a diamond. I'm hearing it again. Rihanna is here, like really coming through strongly. So like, I want you to believe that what you're sitting on, your art, the things that you want to share with other people, that it's worth it and that we need it. It's time for you to step up. It's time for you to get into your Saturn. It's time for you to get into your devotion and dedication. And it's time for you to take these steps. We need you. We need that. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. I would love for you to support the channel by liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, sending to someone that could use this. I love you. I see you next week.